totally fucked that up. Hey there, future fellow weirdo. What the fuck? Welcome to the party pit. How are you? Are you great? Oh. Okay. So, we're here for some biblay. So, let me tell you where we left off, because mostly I forgot. So, we left off where some seals were being broken. Then there was one. Okay, there was a bug. Hey, Kim, welcome. I totally missed you. Listen, you were one of the ones that I missed. I was feeling some kind of way about myself earlier, so I made a post. So if you saw it, thank you for coming, because I am having a meltdown. Like you would not believe, like kind of like a real meltdown. Because, well, I was trying to do stuff and it's not working out so well. Because I really don't know this fucking book and I would like to talk about it, but everybody ran away. So I'm going back to the original way and I am going to talk so much shit and it's going to be great. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep going. But everybody's got to start from somewhere. Yep. So, now that I'm done feeling sorry for myself, well, at least feeling sorry for myself on camera, I can't promise the self-deprecation will end off camera. So, how are you? Tell me, how are you? How's Wheel? Is he coming? Did you guys get the baby to sleep? Probably not. That's a hellion. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. Your kid's pretty good. Well, what I've seen on camera, he's never really breaking anything. He might break stuff off camera, and if he does, then I'm sorry. But he gets it honest. Eric takes apart stuff. He puts it back together. From what I remember. Oh, it's bedtime. Look, my alarm goes off when my phone goes off. Oh, no, it's something else. Somebody's saying something. Oh, Flawed Enigma. Oh, that is such a great name. I should tell that person. I love your fucking name. That is a great name. Flawed Enigma. Enigma. That's such a cool word. Anyway, that was a great name. I don't know who's named that, but it was a great name. It's a great name. Anyway, hi, Kim. Where did you go? I've been rambling for 5 minutes. Actually, no, it's probably been like, well, no, it's probably been 4 or 5 minutes. I don't know. Anyway, let's read this here book. We're on chapter. Oh, no, I wanted to tell you about this bug thing. Look, okay. Look. Mankind was killed by 3 plagues, by the fire and smoke, and of the brimstone which proceeded out of their mouths. Okay. I. Oh no, hear what they are. Okay. Um, okay. So the heads of the horses were like lions, and they breathed fire and brimstone. Look, this shit's wild. But then remember there was a bug and it flied and it had the face of a human. And then it like it had teeth of a lion. It was the craziest fucking thing. Where was it? Damn. Now I don't see I don't know where it is. But there was a bug and it had a human face and a lion teeth. It was fucking insane. And it flew. Look, it was a thing. But anyway, we left that and we're going to chapter 11. And chapter 11 is a bunch of fucking numbers. Look, and I gotta read it because we gotta know what it looks like. So I gotta read it. It isn't so long. God, why do you do this to me, buddy? Look, look, look. This is terrible. This is my least favorite thing, but I suppose I could use it like a penance, like hey, I'm sorry, I'll read all these numbers. I know I was doing a bad job, but I'll read all these numbers, okay? We'll have a good time. So, let's get to chapter 11. Welcome, everybody. Come this way. I have cannabis and I have cigarettes. Look, I got real people cigarettes. So I don't even have to roll you any. I can just give you one. How about that? Doesn't it so nice? Well, most of the time he's really nice, but sometimes he's really mean. But most of the time he's really nice. Yeah, he buys me cigarettes. Look, Dawson is really good. Look, most of the time. He's a communist, but he's really good. Anyway, we're on to chapter 11 and it's a bunch of fucking numbers. So, press like and subscribe. Chat in the chat. I need to interact with you. Yeah, because we're gonna know all this together. And it was given me a measuring rod like a staff. And someone said,
rise and measure the temple of God and the altar and those who worship in it. Leave out the court, which is outside the temple, and do not measure it, for it has been given to the nation, and they will not measure it, for it has been given to the nation. It has given, and they will tread underfoot the holy city for 42 months.
And I will grant authority to my two witnesses, and they will prophesy for 1,260 days, clothed in the t-shirt diaper. These are the two olive trees and the two lampstands that stand before the Lord of the earth. Yeah, good time. Okay. And if anybody desires to harm them, fire proceeds out of their mouth and devours their enemies. And if anyone would desire to harm them, in this manner he must be killed. Ooh, that's so interesting. Look, look, that's that that is something. That is a thing. Yeah, we should remember this. I'm gonna write it down. Look, I don't know what's happening. Look, I'm gonna tell you I don't know what's happening, but it's happening. Oh, look, Tim, rewind because I went into a whole thing about it. I figured you were putting the little man to sleep, and I did say that or something like that. Anyway, if you rewind, I had a whole meltdown. It is a real thing that is happening. Okay, now let me finish. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, this right here is happening. And I will grant authority to my two witnesses, and they will prophesy for 1,260 days, clothed in their t-shirt diaper. These are the two olive trees and the two lampstands that stand before the Lord of the earth. Yeah, that's happening. I don't know. Listen, what's happening? No one knows. And if anyone desires to harm them, fire proceeds out of their mouth and devours their enemy. And if anyone would desire to harm them, in this manner he must be killed. That is that is the thing that is happening. Okay. Look, look, I don't know. These have the power to shut up the sky in order that rain may not fall during their days of their prophesying. And they have power over the waters to turn them into blood and to smite the earth with every plague as often as they desire. What? That. Look, stop licking the frog. Look, John's licking the frog. Stop licking the frog. Chill out, bro. John's licking the frog. Divas indeed. Did you know that's a country? There's a country called Divas. Swearsies. Look, it's a thing. Hi, Wheels. Welcome. I love you guys. And Kim, I am okay. But I did have a meltdown in the beginning of this video because I just need people. I was getting so look, I was getting so some kind of way. I don't know. But I'm glad you're back. Okay. Anyway, they're gonna talk to the weather or hold on. Yeah, they're gonna do all the water shit. And when they have finished their testimony, the beast that comes from the abyss will make war with them, overcome them, and kill them. What? Why? Stop licking the frog. John's licking the frog. Man. Look, I don't know what's happening. No one knows. Look, okay. Wait. Wait, where am I at? What am I doing? Okay. And their dead bodies lie in the street of the great city, which mystically is called Sodom and Egypt. Oh, is that where Sodom and Gomorrah was? In Egypt? No. No, it wasn't. What is happening? No. No, because Egypt was a place back then. And Sodom and Gomorrah had to be far away from Egypt, or it would be a whole thing in hieroglyphs. I don't know. But anyway, it's mystically called Sodom and Egypt. So in heaven, that's what they're called. I don't know. Something is happening. Okay. Where also their Lord was crucified. So Golgotha? What? I don't know. Man, John, stop licking the frog. See, I don't know. Where's Miss Muddy? Hi, Neil. I love you. Hey, according to that pretend prophet, Jed Daybell, heaven sounds like, um, jump, hit the ground running, jump. Uh, damn, I don't, it's the people that say, jump. Uh, come for tomorrow, jump. Van Halen. That pretend prophet said heaven sounds like Van Halen. But I really fucking hope not because 80s rock sucks. Oh, it's terrible. Really, I think heaven is full of trumpet. God loves the trumpet. It comes out in all of this, man. look, I think heaven is big band music, swing music. Yeah. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Anyway, I gotta finish reading this. See, it's what I was saying. No, it's not what I was saying. Really, that's what I was saying to myself. Like, you gotta stop talking. Gotta stop talking, Nikki. They don't want to talk. And then I was like, they do want to talk. And then I was like, they don't want to talk. They want to read. So shut the fuck up and read. And then I decided I need to shut the fuck up and read. So, hi Neil, welcome. Yeah, see, I have no idea. I need to read something other than chat. Okay. And those from the people and tribes, tongues and nations will look at their dead bodies for 3.5 days and will not permit their dead bodies to be laid in a tomb. Well, yeah, now because they go on the ground. I mean, and look, I don't know, but okay. Okay. And those who dwell on the earth will rejoice over them and make merry, and they will send gifts to one another, because these two prophets tormented those who dwell on the earth. So they spiritually tormented them because that's what the fuck is happening right now. And Charlie Kirk was killed. I don't mean to keep bringing it up, but it's completely fucking valid because Charlie Kirk was shot, and the beast that rose up from that, look, it says ultimately, actually says the beast will rise up and completely devour the bad side. And that's kind of what's happening, but we need to keep going, and I don't think we're in Revelation time, but I do think it's something to fucking pay attention to. Even though this guy's going around licking frogs, there is something completely valid in some of this. If you take a lot of the word magic out of it and think about how it sounds, like this shit is fucking happening. History is repeating itself. You don't have to worry about it if it happens. And it's already fucking happened, and it keeps happening, and it's always fucking happening. But we need to recognize the people that do a good fucking thing and keep fluffing them up, because when they get taken down or taken out or whatever the fuck happens, great things happen after they're martyred, you know. And I'm not saying Jesus wasn't Jesus, but I'm saying, even though I believe the New Testament is full of shit, everything from Acts on is full of shit, and it immediately starts with a lie that Mary's brothers and Mary was there walking through with Jesus, when we know it was bullshit, because Jesus even said, I don't fucking know these people. They're not doing the will of God. These other people are my family. I don't fucking know them. But then they're going to act in the story of Acts Like she was there the whole fucking time. No, she wasn't. And then in Romans, when Paul gets to the other, when Paul gets to somewhere and writes the Romans, he tells them, you did not know sin until I came here because I'm a Pharisee and I'm teaching you Jew law before the actual Jesus people get over here. But they're not going to come over here, not for a long time. So don't worry about it. I'm going to tell you what to do. Okay, me by myself. I'm going to teach you what to do. And then when the other apostles do come, Paul hides in a fucking mountain and then writes to people and says, don't pay attention to them. They're not doing it right. That's my problem with the New Testament. But this book in particular is showing you what history does. And the same shit that's written in this book happened generation after generation after. This is just a continuance of shit that happened. And all through the Old Testament, we see how terrible these fucking people are, and nobody pays attention to it. But this is that in the Old Testament is the reason John's writing this shit, because it's history. But he's writing in such graphic, beautiful linguistics that it sounds like a fucking prophecy. But it's just history. I don't know. I don't know. That's just my thought so far. And I haven't even got like near done with this. And I apologize for all the talking. So let me just shut up and continue. Okay. And those from the people and the tribes, tongues, and nations. Well, oh yeah, I already read this. Okay, I'm going to keep going. And we'll look at their dead bodies for 3.5 days and will not permit their bodies to be laid in the tomb. Isn't 3.5 days like they wait 3.5 days to do an autopsy before they're even buried? I don't know. I think that's a thing. It's 3.5 days because you got to wait a week for the funeral. Clever. Okay. And those who dwell on the earth will rejoice over them and make merry and send gifts to one another, because these two prophets tormented those who dwell on earth. That's when I go in my rant. Okay. So anyway, and after the 3.5 days, the breath of life from God came into them, and they stood on their feet, and great fear fell upon those who were beholding them. Huh. Man, okay, I'm going to stop talking. Look. And they heard a loud voice from heaven saying, wait, come up here, get over here.
And then They went up to heaven in the cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And in that hour, there was a great earthquake, and a tenth of the city fell. 7,000 people were killed in the earthquake. Oh, is this where Mormons get off when they write their books about the future and shit? There's always a fucking earthquake. There's an earthquake. We're all gonna die. Jesus is coming. Yeah, they're full of shit. Look. I said I wasn't gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. I did just do that. No, you didn't. Shut up. I'm done. Okay. And the rest were terrified and gave glory to the God of heaven. The second woe is past. Behold, the third is coming quickly. And the seventh angel sounded, and there arose loud voices in heaven, saying,
The kingdom of the world has become the kingdom of our Lord and of his, the Christ, and he will reign forever and ever. Wait.
Okay. And okay. And the 24 elders who sat on their thrones before God did the face thing and worship. Yeah, trumpet. If you ever want to get happy for no reason, turn on some music with trumpet. So these 24 dudes were saying, okay.
Yeah, we give thee thanks, O Lord God, the Almighty, who art and who was, because you have taken your great power and has begun to reign.
Wait, okay. And the nations were enraged, and the wrath came, and the time came for the dead to be judged, and the time to give their rewards to God, your bondservant, the prophet, the saints, and to those who fear your name, the small, the great, and to destroy those who destroy the earth. Good. Get them. And the temple of God, which is in heaven, was opened, and the ark of his covenant appeared in his temple. And there were flashes of lightnings and sounds, peals of thunder, and the earthquake, and a great hailstorm. Man, I bet, well, I know because I've seen the books. Look, the Mormons turn that shit into some fantastic visions. They're like, I seen a vision, and it's fucking Revelations 11. I don't know that because I didn't know this before right now. So it sounds like a Mormon book. It sounds like a Mormon vision. And the Mormons don't even lick frogs. I don't know. So, everybody, welcome, press like and subscribe. We are in between chapters right now. So, go ahead and smoke one if you got one. We're about to go on to chapter 12. Holy shit. Well, I didn't. Ooh, okay. Well, 12's not that long. Doesn't look like 13's that long, but I don't know what either of them are about. So, we might do 13 today, hopefully. Well, we're 35 minutes into this, so maybe not. But anybody, hey, Dr. B! I'm about to smoke this cigarette for a second. So, what do you guys think so far? Like, what do you think about my theory that most of this is just history repeating itself? It's not really a prophecy for the future per se. It's like, what's gonna happen? I mean, minus all this earthquake shit, because it shit happens anyway. And there's always war, and there's always people fighting, and there's always something going on. Just like probably back then, there was always shit going on. Look, I think it's just fancy writing of history. Could very well be, right? Like, it doesn't seem like it's too off because humanity is humanity. Not much changes, just the words change. Like, this used to, shit like this used to be considered bougie. Like, poor people couldn't afford, you know, any kind of cosmetic surgery or anything. Like, they had drag queens and shit, but they didn't even think about this kind of thing. And they definitely didn't have, like, drag queen. That's what I'm saying. Like, they didn't have that shit in the upper echelon. Like, this is one of the very few times the upper echelon takes on something niche, you know? It's one of those things that they're trying to pervert the people with. There's always uprisings, and there's always a lot of people that get involved in that kind of shit. There's always something happening. And I don't even know if I said that right, but put the words in the order they're supposed to be in, because that's what I meant. So, Wheels, what do you think? Like, you're a pretty deep person. Like, what do you think? And I don't know if there's other people here, but if other people are here, what do you think? I said I wasn't going to do this study thing anymore. Didn't I say that? I'm going to quit trying to do that because it's really late in the evening. And I think all the time. I wake up singing a song and I go to bed thinking about just random shit. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to go on to chapter 12. Sorry, I got stuck in my head for a second. I mean, was it longer than that? I completely apologize if it was. I got stuck. My brain does that. Okay, so we're on to chapter 12. Okay. And a great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. That is a tarot card. That is a fucking tarot card from a whole different religion. This is fucking crazy. John needs to quit licking frogs. This is seriously a tarot card. He saw this shit somewhere and he licked a frog and he was like, oh yeah, that tarot card. And then he's gonna say what it is. This is fucking crazy to me. And she was with child and she cried out, being in labor and in pain to give birth. And another sign appeared in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his heads were 7 diadems. Diadems? What the fuck is that? What's a diadem? We're gonna look it up right now. How do you do it? I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Let's see. Diadem. Okay. Diadem. Okay, it has something to do with diamonds. I want to see a picture of it. Oh, it's a crown? It's a shoe. No, it's a crown. So every head had a crown. Why couldn't they just say crown? What is a diadem? Probably something from a different religion because that's what the fuck they do. Okay. So, a great red dragon having 7 heads, 10 horns, and each head had a diadem, so a crown. Let's see. Is that his weak spot? Shoot arrows at the diadem. And his tall tail swept away a third of the stars in heaven and threw them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman who was about to give birth, so that when she gave birth, he might devour her child. I mean, there's some people that do that. Yeah, I mean, some people. Okay, okay, stop it. And she gave birth to a son, a male child, who is to rule all the nation with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up to God, to his throne. What does that mean? No one knows. How do you be caught up? Oh, did the little baby get caught up in his dad's shit? Is that what it is? Oh, he's about to be God Jr. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared by God, so that there she might be nourished for 1,260 days. Oh, shit. Man, I would sleep every single day. Oh, no. No, I wouldn't sleep till after the 1,000. Okay. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels. Michael and his angels. Waging war with the dragon. And the tail of the dragon and his angels waged war. And they were not strong enough, and there was no longer a place found for them in heaven. What? So it was like, tag? Like, tag, you're a demon. What? Wait. I need to get that closer. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Now, wait. I'm going to read that again real quick. Okay. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels waging war with the dragon. And the dragon and his angels waged war. And they were not strong enough. And there was no longer a place found for them in heaven. Okay. So is that when hell came out of the sky? Because in the story of Lazarus and the rich guy, heaven and hell were next to each other, separated by a giant ass cavern. And the rich guy was like, but Abraham, but Abraham, there's Lazarus. And he's like, no, Lazarus ain't doing shit for you, bro. You're all the way over there. Okay. Anyway, what is happening? No one knows. And the great dragon was thrown down, the serpent of old, who is called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels with him. Okay. So, okay, they were down here, set like before people. Huh. So he was thrown down here before people. And I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, what is happening?
Okay. Now the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God. Yeah. And the authority of the Christ have come, for the accuser of our brethren has been thrown down. He accuses them before our God day and night. And they overcame him because of the blood of the Lamb and because of the word of their testimony. And they did not love their life even to death. What? Hold on. They overcame him because of the blood of the Lamb. And they did not love their life even to death. Oh, yeah. Okay. Right. And that's what Jesus said. You got to hate fucking everything. And you got to go for God all the way. Yeah, that is the thing. You can't even love your life. If you lose your life, you gain it. That is what Jesus said. Look, God's licking the frog and remembering shit, man. Stop licking the frog. Yeah, it's a thing. I don't know what's happening, but it's fucking happening. Look, it's a thing. And for this reason, rejoice, O heaven, and you who dwell in them. Woe to the earth and the sea, because the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, knowing he only has a short time. And when the dragon saw he was thrown down to the earth, he persecuted the woman who gave birth to the kid. And the two wings of the great eagle, the two wings of the eagle were given to the woman in order she might fly into the wilderness to her place where she was nourished for a time and times and a half a time from the presence of the serpent. And the serpent poured water like a river out of its mouth after the woman, so he might cause her to be swept away in the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened its mouth and drank the river which the dragon poured out of its mouth. I thought it was a serpent. Yeah, it was a serpent. So why is it a dragon? Look, see, stop looking at the frog. And the dragon, who was a serpent a minute ago, but okay, was enraged with the woman and went off to make war with the rest of her offspring to keep the commandments of God and hold the testimony of Jesus. Oh, yeah, that's right. That thing is down here because of Jesus. Lord Christy. So now it's super pissed off. Okay. I don't know. I thought it said the bad guy won. Oh, okay. Hi, guys. What's up? We're in between chapters. I don't know if we're going to read another one. How many minutes are we at? 54 minutes. So what do you guys think? It was a serpent and now it's a dragon. It like anthropomorphized over like 2 seconds. Isn't anthropomorphized the word for animals changing into other animals? They anthropomorph themselves. I don't know what that's called. Okay. No clue. See, I have no clue either. But this shit's been pretty wild, right? And I'm sorry for busting in with shit that doesn't really matter to anything. But, I mean, What else can I do? It's how I spread my knowledge. And knowledge is supposed to be spread. So I'm spreading knowledge, right? Yeah. Well, well, is a lizard a serpent? I thought it was like a big dragon thing. What are those called? The iguana dragons? I don't know. The ones that look like dragons. There's a lizard, and it's called something dragon. Komodo dragon. Yeah. Is that a serpent? I bet it used to be. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, because in the Bible, in the beginning of Genesis, we're going to read about it. The snake, the serpent, it had legs and shit, but then it was cursed to eat dirt. Kimono dragon. Yeah, that may be right. Kimono dragon. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe the serpent, maybe it was like Puff the Magic Dragon, and then it was cursed to live on its belly and eat dirt. And you know what? God said, dust you are and dust you will become. And snakes eat dirt. So technically the snake won. I'm mostly just kidding, but it's kind of funny. Hi everyone, welcome. Press like and subscribe. And subscribe to the channel because we do this crazy shit every night. Because why the fuck not? We should be reading the Bible and we should know what God said. But right now we're reading what John said, like in between his licking frogs, and he's writing shit down. He's telling us all about history with a bit of pizzazz. You know, he's giving us history with entertainment. So we're reading it and we're having a good time. And we're not even drunk. We might be high though, but we're definitely not drunk. Have a good time. So I think we're gonna end right. Oh, maybe we can read this one. I don't know. Do you guys want to stay for one more? Wheels, Kim, Neil, anybody else who's here? Do you want to stay for one more? I mean, we're at an hour right now. Well, 59 minutes and 30 seconds. Well, Neil says he's drunk and stoned. So, okay, stay for one more. Okay, let's do it. Okay. And he stood on the sand of the seashore, and I saw a beast coming out of the sea, having 10 horns, 7 heads, and on its horns were 10 crowns, and on his head were blasphemous names. Do you have any? What are they? Let's see. No, it doesn't give any names, but okay. And the beast which I saw was like a leopard, and his feet, and his feet were like a bear, and his mouth like 3 mouths of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. And oh, why am I in God voice? Look, I don't know what's happening. I don't fucking know. Look,
I don't know. Okay. And I saw one of his heads and as if it had been slain, and his fatal wound was healed. And the whole earth was amazed and followed after the beast. And they had worshipped the dragon. Oh man. And they worshipped the dragon because he gave his authority to the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, "Who is like the beast? Who is able to wage war with him?" And and there was given to him a mouth speaking arrogant words and blasphemy, and authority to act for 42 months was given to him. And he opened his mouth and blasphemies against God, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, that is, those who dwell in heaven. What? What is happening? No one knows. Look, what? And it was given to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And the authority over every tribe and people, tongue, and nation was given to him. Oh, man. Man, my meds are kicking in. Yep, I took my meds. That's why I'm yawning. Okay. And all who dwell on the earth will worship him. Everyone whose name has not been written from the foundation of the world in the book of the life. No, in the book of life, the Lamb who has been slain. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. Yeah, I'm hearing, but I'm not exactly understanding. Because the only nation or God that wants to take over the world is Islam, and is fighting for countries that it's already owned once before. That's why when those motherfuckers talk about death to America, because they want to own America. And I don't think these terrible ass God people are the legitimate problem as of right now. I think the legitimate problem we have to worry about is Islam finding its way into, even though, according to some, Barack Obama was already Muslim. So technically, they think they have a stake because of Obama and Rashida Tlaib and, you know, the one who tries to hide her hair all the time because it looks all fucked up. What's her name? She married her brother. Anyway. And I think she has kids with her brother. Anyway, I don't remember her name. But you have to watch out because those people are extremely prideful for no reason because they're completely insecure about the religion. But I think that is a problem that everybody should be worried about. It's just my take on this whole thing. And he opened his mouth. Okay. And all who dwell on the earth will worship him. Everyone whose name has not been written from the foundation of the world in the book of life, the Lamb who had been slain. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. So, does anybody else know what that means? Or have a inkling to what that might mean? If anyone who is destined for captivity, to captivity he goes. If anyone kills with the sword he must be killed. Here is the perseverance and the faith of the saints. Yeah, okay. And I saw another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence, and he makes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast whose fatal wound was healed. And he performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down out of heaven to the earth in the presence of men. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth because of a sign which it was given him to perform in the presence of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who had the wound of a sword and has come to life. And there was given to him to give the breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast might even speak and cause as many as do not worship the image of the beast be killed. Huh. Did you know in North Korea, they'll kill you even if your house is on fire? The first thing you have to save is a picture of the Kim Jong Il or whatever. Okay. Anyway. Okay. And he causes all, that the small and the great, the rich and the poor, the free man and the slaves, to be given a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. And he provides that no one should be able to buy or sell except for the one who has the mark, either the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for the number is that of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, on the History Channel, I saw something once that said actual 666 spells Nero or something like that. One of the enemies of John, I think, is the king that boiled him a lot or whatever. The emperor, this is his name. It spells his name or something. Anyway, I don't know that to be true, but that's the end of that chapter, and we definitely are going to end right there. Oh, that only took like 12 minutes. That wasn't bad. 666 is enough. I don't even know all the words to that song. I just know that much. I don't know that to be totally true. When they were doing some kind of thing on the Bible a long time ago, like a long time ago, it had to be over fucking 15 years ago. It said it was talking about the Old Testament. Well, no, it was talking about Revelation. And apparently, in some kind of Roman or Greek or some kind of foreign language, 666 spells Nero. I think that was the emperor's name. I don't remember. But it spells the emperor's name who boiled John in oil and threw him on the island. That's why I say John is steady talking shit. He's just writing history in fancy words. That's all he's doing is writing repeat, but in fancy ass words. Because you can find this kind of shit all throughout history. And he didn't prophecy about the end of the Roman Empire or whatever it is. It's what happens to every main civilization. It goes through some terrible shit, and then it's all better. It's pretty much the whole story of Revelation. But again, I can't disprove or prove whatever this prophecy is. I can just say this shit happens all the time. He's pretty much writing it like a Mormon would write it. You know, big flashy shit, like story, good shit to go along with, shit that'll make you kind of giggle, shit that'll make you cry, shit that'll make you scared, mostly shit that'll make you scared. And instead of realizing it is what it is and it is what it always is, so like, no, this shit's gonna happen in the future. This shit is happening right in front of you. Just you can't recognize it because of the words. And because you like to be fear-mongered. It's easy for you to be manipulated by word magic. Word magic makes you feel some kind of way. So when anything goes wrong, you're like, oh, the Bible said that was going to happen. Just like I did with Charlie Kirk at the beginning of this. I'm like, that's Charlie Kirk. No, that's somebody in every fucking big thing that happens in every fucking country. There's always somebody speaking out about it that gets killed. It's history. But if you can wrap it in a nice bow, it sounds like it's going to happen some other time. But it's what we do with the information history gives us. Like when we go through the Old Testament, it is a Democrat playbook. And I will talk so much shit because you'll see it. And it's like, that's the same shit they're doing right now. Even though I like to talk shit that nobody reads the Bible, but nobody runs this playbook better than the Democrats. I mean, I don't even think I know the Bible as good as the Democrats do. And I'm not talking about, and maybe the ones in Congress have no idea, but the rules haven't changed and they know the rules. They might not even know it comes from the Bible, but that's the exact place it comes from. Hi, Kurt. How are you? Welcome. Yeah, don't lick the frog. I'm telling you, I got some DMT ones, which is what those frogs are covered in. Like DMT at a very intense high, but I don't recommend doing it when you're highly emotional because it is really bad. It will not make you enjoy it or people around you smoke it with you ever because you freaked out one time because they brought your emotions to a boiling point and then gave you a hallucinogen. It's a bad time. Don't do it. I'm great, Kurt. How are you? I'm so glad you joined. But um I want to say I was getting ready to end. Um but if you want to, you're invited tomorrow. I start at 10:15 p.m. And I would love for you to come tomorrow and see how many more frogs John licks. Because this whole book of Revelations is a fun story through it. It's a fun walk through history while licking frogs. It is a great time. And I'm mostly just, you know, look, I I'm mostly just kidding. But if you read this and you understand where I'm coming from, it's like, oh yeah, this guy was writing history while licking frogs. It is a thing. So, Kurt, what brings you in this evening, by the way? What brings you in? I guess well, no, I gave you an invitation and then I asked what brought you in. Yeah, see, I did that proper, I think. I don't know. I might have done that backwards. I don't know. He might have already left. See, I scare people away. That's what I do. I can clear a room in 1 second. I don't know. Hmm. Well, anyway, what do you think, Neil? Do you think that this might um this might be history wrapped up in fancy language? See, I said I didn't want to, you know, I don't know about the study thing, but I keep wanting to do it. Like, I want to know what other people think. I don't know. I just have these great ideas. And then I want to know if other people have great ideas. Because great ideas are what makes the world go round. Neil, are you on my Discord? Or did you say you got kicked off Discord? I've been kicked off Discord a bunch of times. Not for anything I did. Frog licking does explain a lot of this, man. I remember the first time I read it, it's like, oh, this guy is talking so much shit. But I'm reading it this time, it's like, oh, he's talking history, not on Discord. Do you want to be on Discord? I mean, my Discord's not that active anyway because people are on other Discords that are way more active than mine. But my Discord could be active, but nobody really goes on it. I don't know. I thought I could make it a popular thing. See, I've been thinking a lot lately, like I can do so many great things, but I cannot do so many great things. Really, the only thing that I have found that I am absolutely the bomb at is reading the Bible. It does become clear when you just read it. Like a lot of people like to read and interpret, and I read and interpret, but I read and interpret the human way, not like the super uber religious way, because that makes this book so fucking boring, man. But once you read and you get the whole context, it's like, man, this guy's just talking shit. What do you mean it's a prophecy? This guy is licking frogs and talking shit. Like, that's not a prophecy. This is somebody really fucking mad about something. But now that I read it the second time, it's like, oh yeah, this shit happens all the time. And did Kurt leave? Man, damn it. I clear a room so fast and it's on accident. I don't I don't mean to. You know, should have at least stayed for the end. I like talking to people. Damn it. He went away. Sail away, sail away, sail away and say goodbye. Oh, and that song is Run Away and Say Goodbye. Sail Away is a different song, ain't it? Come sail away. Yeah, that's Kansas, right? Come sail away with me, lad. Well, he might have been if he wasn't just boiled in oil 3 times and then thrown on an island. I can almost guarantee he would not have been a cool guy to be around. And then they didn't even put anybody else on the island with him. They just gave him paper and a pen and let him go. They're like, here, live on Snake Island. I think he was on a place called Pathos or the island of Pathos or something like that. And they gave him a pen and a piece of paper. Well, a lot of paper, because he wouldn't have been able to write this book if they gave him nothing. So they must have gave him paper. They're like, here, and through his oily body and some paper on an island. Poor John. Man, that really did have to suck, though. Come sail away, come sail away with me, lad. I don't know. But, man, I'm really sad that Kirk guy left. He could have, man, he didn't even leave yet. Man. I'm really sad. That's well, I guess I don't want to make myself look like an asshole. So, I want to tell you good night, Neil. I love you. Oh, look, now there's 3 people here. Hi, everyone. Chat in the chat. We're about to hang up. But I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, no, we're saying goodbyes right now. I was just saying hi because it looked like people showed up. But I don't know, and I'm really sad that that Kirk guy didn't stay. At least for the goodbyes, he could have said goodbye. Man, I hate when people do that. They show up and then they don't say goodbye. It's like really sad. It's like, what if we don't see each other again? Couldn't you say bye? I don't know. Anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and get ready to give the pillow some head, the sheets some ass, and have the sweetest dreams ever. And don't forget, press like and subscribe. Come back tomorrow evening at 10:15 p.m. because it would be so great. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and hit the outro. Okay, later, y'all.